So we are now going to open a Riftbound Vendetta booster box. Thank you to Riot for sending this over to me. There we go. The quality's a little bit better now. Yeah, we're going to go through this whole box, all of the packs. This was sent to me to open for everyone. So let's see what it looks like. I'm very excited to actually check this out. I've played a little bit with the set because they sent me a few other bits, including this playmat that you can see, which looks incredible. I actually opened one of the cards from it in some other boosters I received. You can see this half, and I got this very cool Sona as well. So I'm hoping I can sort of have my rival for Leona to fight against once I've finished this booster box. But we'll have to see if I can get lucky. Yeah, so I've played Riftbound since the Origins set. Had a few fun decks. I was a Kai'Sa player back when she was still really good. I still really like her. I think she's a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see some better cards drop for her soon so that I can get back to being an incredible Kai'Sa player. But yeah, we're going to see if I can open up anything fun. I'm also looking to upgrade a couple of other decks I've had, maybe build something new. I've seen Jace is in this set, so he could be fun to build around. But yeah, let's just get into it and see what we open up. I'm not really too sure what I should be looking out for. I've not been paying masses of attention to Riftbound, basically for the past couple of sets. I've seen a little bit of it, had a little bit of fun with it, but it has not been quite what I've been after. Oh, this is dipping. Okay, it doesn't like this. Maybe if I think it's having a little bit of trouble with the background. So let me try making this a simpler background, maybe. And then lift that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So this is our first pack. I'm probably going to go through the commons and uncommons a little bit more quickly after this, but let's go through it. Esteemed Hierophant, while you control 7 or more runes, prevent all damage that enemy spells and abilities would deal to me. So I've been looking at the set a little bit from some of the cards I've opened, and it does seem to care more about rune quantity. You've got some cards like this that want you to have slightly more. I've seen a few red cards that want you to have slightly fewer runes. So let's see if we get more like that. If you would score a point, 1 point from conquering or holding during your first turn, they draw 1. If a player would score 1 point from conquering or holding during their first or second turn, they draw 1 instead. I guess this would be quite useful for generating long-term value instead of, scoring some early points. A different kind of strategy I'm sure we'll see a bit more of in the future. Oh, a punching Poro. I've gone back to poor quality. Maybe I'll go back to balanced because it will stop being so buffery. We'll work out a better way to do this in the future. This is a bit of a scuff stream, but hey ho. Oh, that was discard 1. Use only if not empowered to empower it, and then gets +1. We're seeing empowered is a new ability in this set. Basically, can't start off kind of weak, but if you empower them through one of a bunch of different costs, they get some kind of effect. There are other cards that also get empowered, legends that get empowered when you empower something. I think it's an interesting idea. Obviously, this would pair well into the Jinx discard strategy, so we'll have to see if that helps that legend out at all. Again, another empowered card. This one gets deflect and shield 3, which is quite good if you pay 3 to empower it. Which is, quite a good effect, if I'm honest. We've got this just more basic assault thing. Up from the deep, create 1 or 2 unit tokens from Bilgewater. Caring a little bit about where these tokens are from. I've actually got some tokens because I got the vault. That's why I got some of these pack pulls from. But yeah, we've got these specifically Bilgewater tentacles, which is kind of an interesting thing that it's starting to care a little bit about the location. Perhaps we'll see other tentacles in the future or just other things that start to care about location. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. We've got when you play another unit, give me +2 this turn. Great, just pumping if you play stuff. Okay, we've got a battlefield. I don't think these are guaranteed in every pack anymore. I can't quite remember. I remember seeing something about that. When you control this battlefield, the first friendly gear activated ability played each turn costs 1 less. Great for gear strategies. I've got a deck that kind of cares about gear, so I'm going to put that one side. While I'm at a battlefield, players only channel one rune at the start of their channel phase. Interesting at slowing your opponents down, continuing minds, control. Oh no, body. No, wait. What are the rune colors? I'm having a moment. I call them the colors. I'm a magic player, so I'm just going to remind myself. I'm used to magics just calling them whatever color they are. I do not use the names. I know I should. Oh, there we go. We've got Fury is red, Calm is rune, Mind is blue, Body is orange, Purple is chaos, Yellow is order. Okay, we'll remember that. I do play Riftbound. I just don't remember the names of things. I call them the colors that they are. I'm a magic player. That's what we do. Okay, Sandstone Chimera. Shock Blast. Oh, we got a Jace, but not quite the Jace I was looking for. It features him on the artwork if it will be a little bit less blurry. Great. This cares if you control something empowered. A Dune Surfer. Ooh, a Decree of Rage. Deal 4 to an enemy calm unit. Again, this is something that we're seeing a little bit again. I mentioned where we're seeing it cares about the number of runes you got. We're seeing cards that care specifically about the flavor of thing that they're doing stuff. You know, they'll let you discard specific kinds of cards or destroy certain types of cards. Kind of interesting, I guess, as a sideboard pick. I don't know if we'd see these mainboarded unless, one flavor, one type of rune is being especially dominant. But I guess maybe they're trying to introduce these just as sort of a pull in case of emergency for the future of, okay, if Calm is particularly annoying, here's a card that can just stop it outright. And then Fallen Feline. If you play me, name a spell. I'm at a battlefield, players. Opponents can't play spells with that name. Again, it feels like a solid sideboard pick. You can get a sense for what could be strong. It could even be a main board pick. Maybe not a full playset of these, but I think this could be quite good. Again, a little bit of ongoing control, a bit like a Magic's Pithing Needle. And then we've got a Calm Rune. Okay, so we're going to go through these a little bit more quickly now. Pull out if anything seems especially interesting. If anyone's got any questions as you tune in or not tune in. I mean, I'm not streaming to anybody right now, but who cares? We're having fun. I don't know where I'm putting my packs. Guess I put them in here. Oh, knocking my mic. Ruthless Strike, Olporo, Dragon Form. I kind of like this, just buffing up something for a turn. And Flow is a new mechanic as well that I'm kind of liking, where you can play it from the trash for its flow cost, then banish it. Very much like Magic the Gathering's Flashback. I think this could help with the sort of generally slow card draw some colors are having, where you can basically try and bring some of your spells back from the dead. I'm going to try and see if I can put in a bunch of flow cards to buff up my Kaiser deck. I think that's exactly what she needs. Spells with flow cost less. Kaiser isn't this, but again, this could also help power up cards like Jinx. I'm actually going to put this card aside because I think that's kind of handy for me. This is why I want to play with this pile. Tank, we've seen that before. Empowered. Where was my other flow? Oh no, I don't care about that. This, we've got a foil Shadow Temple. When you hold here, burn 3, put the top 3 cards of your main deck into your trash. Again, there's a lot of effects in this thing that care about trash. We've seen flow. I don't think we've seen the other one yet, so I'll get to it when we see it. But yeah, we want to fill up your trash quite easily. Oh, we've got another Decree of Rage. Really not liking Calm in this pack. And this is another one, Decree of Unity. Kill an enemy chaos unit or gear. Again, I guess there's going to be a cycle of decrees. I've not seen them yet, but I've seen these two now, so maybe we'll find Decree of other things. Interesting how they seem to be doing different costs and slightly different effects. This costs slightly more, but it can get a unit or a gear. This can deal 4 damage, doesn't even actually destroy, so it's dealing a targeted amount. But it can't be countered, which is very useful, and it's an action effect. So again, maybe one I'll put in a sideboard for Kaiser. I'll have to wait and see about all of these. See what I open, see what's fun, check against the meta. I mean, there's been a few powerful Calm cards. I think a lot of the best decks at the moment are Calm decks, aren't they? So maybe that's a strategy I need to be using. Empower, first time we've got Burn again. When you play me, give a buff a unit. This Octopus looks kind of interesting. Guttural Roar. St. Eda, Escaped Greyback. That's another Empower. Return up to 2 units from the trash. We've seen that already. Oh, we've got Mel. Oh, okay. Zoomed ahead a bit. We've got Mel, who people who watched Arcane will be familiar with. She's another cares about being empowered. We've got a Nasus. Whenever you play a unit, gear, or activate ability with energy cost 7 or more, you may exhaust me to ready up 2 runes. Once you be playing big spells and rewarding you for that. I think that's always pretty cool to sort of help improve the cost of high-level spells. And then we've got an Akali, who is the main character in the set. So that is incredibly cool. She's the box art legend, we can see here. And we've pulled her champion unit, Deadly Weapon, Empower, 2 and a Fury. When I move, you may deal 1 damage to a unit at a battlefield. I moved to or from. If I'm empowered, deal 2 damage instead. And then she also gets a boost when she's empowered. So that seems pretty solid as an effect, sort of getting you to move around. We've got a token, which we will see a bit more of how they're made in a minute. But yeah, that Akali is pretty neat. I think she could be a unit I try and build around. Being quite aggro, being quite fun, moving is quite a useful strategy to disrupt your opponent. I guess that's trying to turn movement back on your opponent, saying like, hey, if you move me, I'm gonna hurt things. So we'll see what happens there. Questionable tome again, Oasis Raider, a bit more equipment. I have +2 while I'm at a battlefield with exactly 1 other unit you control. Can't be moved by enemy spells or abilities. Control battlefield with exactly 2 units. Again, caring about exactly numbers, caring about numbers of things is something we're seeing a bit more of in this set. Another battlefield. Empower costs of a unit costs 1 or channeling a rune less, which is pretty solid. I think that will be popular amongst Empower decks. And it's useful that it's on a battlefield, that it just kind of... Oh, units here, you have to conquer it, I guess. That makes sense. It's a battlefield. Master of Shadows Z. You may, when you banish a card you own, empower me. So banishing is basically when you get rid of a card in your trash. So this is the thing I was talking about, where basically there are cards like this. Oh, and another one. Okay, we got another Nasus, another over number. Pretty lucky too. Is that an over number as well? 2 over numbers in one box so far. Let's see how many we can get. Let's actually put the over numbers over here. Keep a special eye on them. Once each turn, when an enemy unit here dies, channel 1 rune exhausted. Again, cares about rechanneling runes. I don't think Nasus's legend was that good. Yeah, when you play a unit with gear, activate ability with energy cost 7 or more, you may exhaust me. Maybe that's kind of good. It lets you kill things, rechannel more runes. Ready runes, maybe that's good. I don't know. I could see Nasus being better in, like, I say, like a Kaiser deck or something than he is in his own deck. But yeah, we've got more stuff. Oh yes, I got distracted by something. Oh yeah, Zed, Master of Shadows, banishing stuff. There's an effect that we'll see at some point where you're able to make these shadow tokens that I showed off before. When I attack, you may banish a unit from your trash. So this is always kind of handy to have synergistic things. You can see they obviously look a little bit like Zed shadow clones. So I think it's always fun to have different kinds of strategies linking in things together. Again, a lot of these Zed cards could work quite well with Jinx, who wants you to discard, or you could play Jinx as well. Trying to build out these identity for these rune pairings, such as, you know, Fury and Chaos. I've already Fury and Chaos caring about trash shenanigans, putting stuff in the trash, using it for your advantage. Dredge Up, Ruthless Strike, Affectionate Poro. I love the Poros. Stargazer. Oh yeah, that's another one I want to keep an eye on. Tornado Warrior, Escaped Greyback, Gust Monk. I don't know why actually I'm putting these separately. I'll go through this later. Mina Swift Boot. When I move to battlefield, choose 1. Each player discards 1. Each player draws 1. Kind of a multi-effect. I quite like this. Counter a spell if an opponent has played another spell this turn. I think this is a pretty fun, calm card to basically try and react to your opponent doing lots of things. I think this is probably more than likely, though, going to be encouraging people to play their most important spell first. rather than trying to play their most important spells second. So we have to see how that changes. But yeah, that's kind of fun to see what is sort of different kinds of counter effects that are going on. Anyway, I actually don't think it's going to be that good a card, unfortunately, as much as I think counter magic is always quite good. Because also, again, a lot of the time it only counters spells. It doesn't counter if they played they've played a unit or something. So, you know, I think that's the thing, especially coming from Magic, where you'll see spell and then you'll think, oh, that's really good, and then you realize, oh, actually, like very few of the cards not very few, not all of the cards in this game are spells. There are plenty of cards that are not spells. So this kind of doesn't do as much as you think it does. Going through more of these again, seeing stuff doing things. Chuntering away. Another Crumbling Sands and a Jace. That was someone we wanted to see, or someone I wanted to see. When I become ready, choose one to give him this turn. Yes. You can buff him up in different ways. I think that's always really fun to see a modal card. Cards that can do different effects based on what you need most. Making him more powerful, making him more defensive, giving the ability to move. I can see... I just think having utility on cards is always handy. Obviously, he's got to stick around for you to get the most out of him, but I think that's always a useful effect to have. Just a reminder, anyone tuning in, these are the best two pulls so far. We've got an Akali and a Nasus. Very cool. We kind of like these. Okay. We're going to keep going through this. Is this going to be a boring stream? I don't think so. I'm having a fun time. We are opening cards, talking about Riftbound, and hey, we're just seeing how this goes. It's a different kind of video to what I would normally do. I need to work out a better... I might put this box over here. My trash bin. My trash bin. Okay. It's Rift Design, Bacani Sand Spinner, Twilight, Mesmerize, Solaris Sunhawk, Tools of the Empire, Shadow Order Discipline, Frostcoat Mother, Applied Researchers, Bakai Witherclaw, Tomb Raider. It doesn't look like Lara Croft to me. Look at the top 5 cards of your main deck. You may banish a unit or gear from among them and play it, reducing its energy cost by 5. Recycle the rest. When you do this, empower it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Empowering things, making things a bit cheaper. It could be kind of fun. Oh, it's another decree. Ignore deflect while playing this spell's cost. Give an enemy body unit -5 this turn. Interesting. Again, that seems... Oh, I guess it's only one and it's a reaction. Could maybe be the weakest so far, though. Who knows? Maybe it's the best. Maybe I'm... low cost is always good. Who am I kidding? But negative, I guess that's useful as like a combat trick. Maybe I was too hasty to say that's the worst one so far. Oh, this could be something kind of cool at the back there. Okay, Mournful Witness. Dredge up. Draw 1, flow 2. Repair Specialist. Stargazer. Massa Crushing Thunder. Jagged Cutlass. That thing. Perfect Executioner. Lacerate. Ooh, Swain Visionary. Vision, when you play me, look at the top card of your main deck, you may recycle it. When I conquer, if you've played a non-token unit, a non-token gear, and a spell this turn, you draw 1. You score 1 point. I mean, scoring extra points is never bad. You need enough points to win. I don't know. I guess that's you've got to conquer and you've got to play a bunch of things. I mean, that's not impossible. I guess, I don't know. I think that's kind of fun. I'm sure there were people that love to build around this stuff. I actually don't know if he has a legend in the set, but if he does, he could be fun. If not, I'm sure he'll see decks sort of... I could see him having gimmick strategies if he does have a legend eventually. So keep an eye on that. Butcher of the Sands, Renexton, reaction, spend this energy. Oh, so you would add to spend this energy only to play units or activate abilities of units. Okay, weird that he wants you to like channel runes then add to. I guess you could... It basically turns 2 runes into 4 energy. Maybe that's useful. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess that's empowering things. I'd have to see more of his cards. Ooh, another Akali. Not an over number, but still, I think that's the regular art version of the deadly weapon I drew earlier. So we've got both versions. An Akali deck is looking more and more doable if we can make more of her appear. When I move, you may deal 1 unit to an enemy at a battlefield I move to, or 2 if I'm empowered. Just a decent empowered cost. Seems fairly decent. Okay. Very fun. More tokens and stuff. I think some of these counter strategies could be helpful. We're seeing a lot of sort of control appear, and I think that having a couple of non-control decks taking over with very aggressive strategies is maybe what Riftbound needs again. You need a balance because it seems to be sort of jumping between control and non-control. But I guess that happens as you build out a card game. We're only 4 sets in, so not hundreds and hundreds. Oh yeah, not the same length as say something like Pokemon or Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, where you've got so many cards and strategies. Keep going. Mystic Vortex. So I was actually meant to debut this card for Tech Radar, but because of various things, including my wedding and me slightly misreading the reveal date, I completely missed my ability to reveal this. But I think it's a pretty interesting battlefield. The fact that it can basically, it doesn't quite shut down. You can still play them, but it makes reaction cards cost 1 channel rune more, which is a non-insignificant cost. I think it's an interesting sort of almost like a sideboard battlefield, especially to sort of hit back against reaction heavy decks. I don't know if it's going to be it's one of those cards that I think we'll see loads of play in the right meta and next to none in other metas. But it might encourage people to play fewer reaction cards in certain builds and not even play this as like a sideboard pick, but play it as a mainboard pick and focus on action and sort of sorcery speed spells. So we'll see what happens there. Sanction. Tools of the Empire. Oh, that's just a foil. Yes, this is one I talked about earlier. Eclipse Dragon. When I move, if you control 4 or fewer runes, draw 1. Kind of interesting that it wants you to channel away your runes. I guess that works away well with Renekton, who I was just being kind of mean about a second ago. So I guess it kind of cares about him. When I move, if you control 4 or fewer runes, draw 1. Kind of cool. I think I've had another one of those opened. Could be quite good in aggressive strategies that want you to play lots of spells. Again, might be one I consider for Kai'Sa. It's got Accelerate as well, which is always useful for a late game. Just swing in with a big 8 guy. And this one is kind of fun where you can empower it multiple times. It's Kaylee Justified, another champion unit. So cares about you, making it stronger lots, and if you empower it 3 times, it now has Deflect 3 and a ganking on top of a +6, because it gets +2 each time. That would make it a pretty scary unit that I think is, a decent pick early-ish game where you can empower it a little bit, and then late game, if you can just get it down, empower it loads, swing in, I could see that being a solid play. Don't know why these are here. Gonna move these here. Tidy up my piles a little bit. Okay, next pack. Ooh, if I can open it. If I can open it. I'm singing a bit. I'm bending the back cards. I need to be careful about that. Okay, I've got another trash bin. Should we just skip to the back now? Let's just go through them all again. Quite quickly. Ooh, Pendulum Blade. Key Barrier. Hammer. Twilight Barrier. When I attack, ready another friendly unit. Okay, kind of interesting. Another Decree of Unity. Again, another sort of, we're seeing a bit of aggro, getting a bit of a helping hand here. Kind of interesting. I'm saying kind of interesting about a lot of different cards. I mean, a lot of them are kind of interesting, right? I think an aggressive strategy is something I'm very interested in seeing. Not seeing like a bunch of new equipment spells that I want to play in my equipment deck, but my gear heavy equipment, but maybe that'll change in some future packs. I really do not know what's in some of these packs, but I think that's kind of the fun of learning it on the fly. It'd be great to like draft these. He says as he's ripping into more and more packs. Serenic Ascetic, Octopus. Again, this seems like kind of a fun card. I actually don't know. I feel like this card could be... Player will score 1 point from conquering or holding during their first or second turn. They draw 1 instead. Is that useful? I don't know. I don't know if that's actually useful. I think the early points can help sort of spiral late game. I feel like if this was like third or fourth, and it's also if a player, I guess this would be like, I guess this like would slow down. Oh no, because it kind of still helps them. Maybe this is like this feels like a multiplayer card. Maybe this feels like an early like multiplayer card. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I guess that kind of means people are drawing cards rather than getting points early game. Resonating strike. I'll put that there because we are sort of trying to sort it a little bit. Ooh, when you play me, when I score, play one tentacle unit from Bilgewater. Okay, fun. That seems kind of cool. If we can basically get tokens out on the board and you can spiral, it's a bit of a win more effect when you play me or when I score. But I don't think that's the end of the world. Sometimes win more is good. Oh, something cool there. When I hold, if there's actually one other unit you control here, draw one. We're seeing a few cards that care when you hold. There were some cards from the last set that I think cared about. Well, there's always cards that care about holding. There's a few cards that might make holding a bit easier. So maybe Shen will help those strategies win out. And then this is a big spell. Each player chooses a unit they control, kill the rest. A board wipe. Always handy, I think, in these kinds of games, especially ones that can spiral out of control. And again, I think phenomenal pickup in some of the multiplayer formats that are starting to be a bit more popular. So, I mean, board wipe's always good. And I think that's, again, kind of a friendly board wipe. So lets everyone pick one thing rather than just killing everything. So I think that's kind of an interesting one. I think this would see multiplayer play, especially if multiplayer gets popular. So look out for Cataclysmic Duel. I play a Captain America commander deck in Magic the Gathering, and I have a few board wipes that are very similar because I want to keep my well-equipped Captain America on the board, and then he can just fight it out with whatever guys my opponents choose to keep around. It's a very fun kind of board wipe. Empower 12! Costs one less for each rune you control. Okay, once you have lots of runes, make him bigger, make him stronger. Empowered, I have Deflect and Shield 3. Okay, pretty good. Let's just skip through these. Let's see what we get. Twilight Shroud to a Swiffer. Oh, and a Jace, Defender of Tomorrow. Let's put the rune out of the way. Defender of Tomorrow. Look at that art. That's pretty sick. Okay, he's another Empower. Oh, so you can just empower its legend. There's a few legends that can get empowered through other ways, but this is a legend you can actually empower on the card, which is kind of fun. He obviously cares about gear. Ready a gear for 1 or ready 2 gear if he's empowered. That's kind of fun. Going for a gear-focused strategy. Gear that can sort of be unreadied and tapped and stuff. I guess, that could work quite well with some of the talisman that we're seeing. Basically the Moxen that have been printed in Riftbound a couple of times now. See what we get this time. Akali, another Akali. Can't be chosen by enemy spells and abilities unless I'm in combat. When I move to battlefield, give me +2 this turn. Okay, Akali cares about moving. Spell, Decree of Strength, another decree. Choose an opponent, they reveal their hand, and you choose a mind card from it. They recycle that card. I think that's kind of useful. I think that kind of discard disruption, hand disruption, I think is always pretty useful in a way that it lets you get rid of stuff that's in your opponent's hand. Though again, it being limited to a specific flavor of rune is less than ideal. I think some of the decrees will be fun, but maybe not the best. Shadowblade Lurker, Ambessa the Wolf, another champion unit, and another Jace. Okay, a bit of duplicate. Ambessa again cares about being empowered and can't be dealt damage unless she's in combat, which again could maybe help to deal with some of these effects where people try and kill your stuff before it's on the ground fighting. Was there another card that cared about that? Oh yeah, I can't be chosen by enemy spells and abilities unless I'm in combat. Again, I think that's kind of handy for avoiding spells, picking off, dealing damage before you're able to enter the fight. I mean, those were some of my favourite back when I was playing Kaiser a bit more regularly. So having cards that kind of avoid just getting killed off is always handy. Let's see what's in this pack now. Grumpy Rock Bear. We've got a Dune Surfer, Hand Hammer, Apprentice Mage. Oh, they're quality. I need to fix this camera at some point. Oh, I'm spilling things everywhere. We'll make a second part. Fretful Feline, Kinku Lifeblade, Reluctant Leader, Haisho Shell of the World, Packer Protector. This is kind of a funny one where people notice that the region that this protector's from and the card region of a card it's in the background of. I'll see if I can find the other card. Don't match up. It's kind of a weird error. Maybe it's because people wondered if it's because people are starting to care about where things are from. Clairvoyance, Up from the Deep, more Tentacles, Decree of Insight. I think that's all of the decrees now. I'll have to go through in a minute. Reaction, Deflect. Oh no, I've already had this one. Ooh, and an Astral Heron. When you play your first card each turn, if I'm at a battlefield, your next card costs. Oh, okay. So this wants you to play more cards. Does that work well with what's it? Who's the guy I was riffing on earlier? Ah, yes, Nasus. I guess that does work well with him because it's a 7, so it pairs well with his deck, and then it makes things cost less. So, but you can still pay 7s. So, AI viewers streamboo.com. Oh no, I don't want that. Oh, I'm getting botted. No, not ideal. That's fine. We'll take a viewer, even if it's a bot. We'll take it, folks. Okay. Mournful Witness, Clouds Drake, Dune Surfer, Old Poro, Thingy Lurker, Horns of the Dragon, Jagged Cutlass, Lacerate, Twilight Step, Hextech Formula. This enters exhausted. Okay, so this is Jace can undo it. Empower another gear. It becomes empowered if not already. Okay, so it's sort of trying to buff your things up. Kennen. Ooh! Don't really care about Kennen. We care about this Order Rune. Look at that. That's pretty. It's kind of like a comic book. Very nice. Thank you, Skarscal VT. This is, yeah, I always love these like alt art runes. The only trouble is then I really like playing sort of identical looking runes. So then you have to go and get more if you want to use it. Always feels a bit weird to just suddenly pull out like a weird looking rune. I have to, every time, if my opponents ever do it, I have to be like, oh, is that the same thing? It's what you've had before? We'll put that in our fun pile of cool bits we've had so far. Things are going pretty well though. I think alt art runes are always good to see. We've still got more to come. How many? We've got a bunch of packs left. Okay. Backeye, Sand Spinner, Affectionate Poro, Mesmerize, Legion Marauder, Mask Mother, Keeper of Law, Guttural Roar, Dame the Despoiler. That's pretty fun. Shadow Temple, when you hold here, burn 3. I feel like hold battlefields are a bit hit or miss. I think that, I guess you can hold, but I don't know. I feel like you want the hold effect to be really good, and I don't know if burn 3 is enough. Even a deck that wants you to just be burning through stuff. I guess the advantage is some decks might not want to burn, so it gives you a detrimental effect for some things. Maybe I'm being too harsh straight away. Oh, that's new. I've not seen this. I don't deal combat damage unless I'm at a battlefield with exactly one other unit you control. Yeah, okay. I guess that's, I mean, it's good to some extent. It's quite powerful for the cost you'd pay to play it, but I don't deal combat damage. It's quite a harsh effect, I think, especially for an uncommon. Anyway. Renekton Rage Fueled. I love this art where you're seeing a lot of champions fighting other champions. Ah, yes. Playing it defensively is very useful. Thank you, Star School. I should work out how to get chat on screen. I'll work that out at some point. But yeah, okay. Maybe I was being a bit harsh. Having to burn 3 is a solid defensive effect, turns out. Okay. Auroch General. Another just gets powered up, gets buffed up. I think that empowered seems to be quite a cool effect. The problem I'm finding sometimes is, and maybe we'll see more empowered cards in the future, but I feel like sometimes it can sort of be, here's a cool new thing that we're going to focus on a bit and then move on. I feel like empowered is one of those things where we'll go sets without seeing it, and your empowered champion is, yeah, This was pretty much for Shen, since his entire playstyle is about only 2 units per battlefield. I guess you want to be pushing people to playing certain strategies, with especially probably during pre-riff. Though I guess it's a pre-riff card. That's the thing I've got to remember, is that Riftbound is not just about what you play sort of in constructed. They are sort of trying to push this draft environment. There's so few, like you miss pre-rift and you can't go and draft it. Perhaps sort of availability has been better these past few sets. But yeah, I feel like if you're going to start building like draft bulk, you need to make sure that people are playing it. I mean, also I'm saying it's bulk. Maybe Shen's really good. I'm trying to still get to grips with what this whole set's about, and I think it's one of those things where like you can't always get a grip of what's going to be awesome, especially as these sets are now releasing globally all at once. So it's not like Origins where you can be like, oh, these cards were good in China, they've kind of worked it out, and then they come over here in the West. It's like we're working it all out together, folks. And I think that's kind of fun. Letting strategies be tried and played by everybody all at once might help brew some new kinds of decks. Okay, we've got Questionable Tome. Again, I guess this is probably a Jace card a little bit, letting you tap and untap it, doing stuff. Though again, not a great one, so probably like a draft Jace pick. Starskull's also new to things. Oh, there we go. Go to settings so I can see it. Still coming to grips with the entire game. Well, we can get to grips with this set together. Who are you looking to play Starskull? Like, who's your champion or unit that you're legend that you're looking to rep going forwards in constructed? Guttural Roar, Shadow, Order of Disciple, patched Probots, fun. Oh, unit gear. Okay, they're starting to combine things a little bit more. Renekton, when I attack. If you've got 4 fewer runes, we're liking that. I think this specific level of runes. But a lot of Mel cards for Vendetta, so she's probably my angle for the set. I think that's a really good idea if you've managed to open a lot of cards, trying to build in on the deck that you have done stuff for. I mean, when I was playing Origins, I opened a bunch of really cool Kaiser cards. She's also really good. That was helpful. But yeah, playing what you've got rather than going out and trying to buy a load of singles, especially if you're new to something, is a smart idea rather than just, I've done it with card games where I've gone in, bought all the cards I can for a cool deck, loved it, and then fallen off in like a month or two. So trying out what you've got is always a great start. And yes, Sopanovax, I've got a box of Vendetta from Riot that I'm opening up. Quite a lot of fun. And I think this is the final decree. I'm going to go through this at the end. But yeah, this cycle of cards that care about what kind of rune your opponents have, and you can do a bit more effects. So this final one is return any number of enemy order units with total might 5 or less to their owner's hands. I was sort of unsure about some of these. I think that they are probably either going to be when a one rune type is really dominant. I can see this being effective, or potentially a sideboard pick. Probably more sideboard picks for these kinds of effects. They're kind of interesting. They're one of these things where they will either be incredible or useless. There is no in between. And then, a Kennen. When you play me, burn 2. When I conquer, give a spell in your trash flow equal to its cost this turn. You may play it from your trash for its flow cost, then banish it. I'm really, as I've mentioned already earlier on the stream, I'm really liking flow. I think some of the flow cards are going to help me buff my Kaiser deck up, giving me stuff to play when I've run out of cards in my hand. And I think, flow, basically it's flashback from Magic the Gathering. Flashback has proven itself to be an incredible effect. Being able to play stuff after you've played it. Also, like, some of the flow costs seem pretty good for what you're getting. What's going on? Something's going wrong on the stream. Internet's crashing. Anyway, I'll put that out of the way. But yeah, like, flashback effects, flow effects always seem incredible. And I think, value-wise. So I'm excited to sort of see more of these flow cards. That's an effect that I hope we see plenty more of and plenty more support of in the future. Anyway, I think everything seems to be back a little bit. So let's keep going. We are down to 1, 2, 5 more packs, including this 6. So let's see if we can get some pixels back, folks. My internet has just decided to play up, but I think we are going strong. Oporo, Dredge Up, Spiderling, Disciple of Shen. Oh, well, we'll hold fire. Plateworm Egg, Shadowblade Lurker, Sacred Protector. Okay, wait a minute. Things are. Let me just. I think my wife just got home, so I'm wondering if she's trying to stream something and my internet has gone terrible all of a sudden. I think we're back a little bit more. Okay. Wind and ghosts. If I zoom up a bit more, there we go. We can sort of see this. I'll work out a better camera setup down the line. This is just sort of trying out a Wi-Fi setup for my phone, which has not been as effective as I thought it would be. We've got a protective sands. When you conquer here, if you control 4 or fewer runes, you may pay 1 to draw 1. Again, there seems to be this like caring if you've got lots of runes or caring if you've got few runes. It could be kind of helpful. I guess going down in runes if you can is detrimental. So giving you a benefit for doing that, being really aggressive is always fun. I love this grumpy rock bear. Look at him. I love the sort of rocky hair. I think it's incredible. And yeah, this just empower 12. It does reduce itself, but I love big numbers on things, even if it's not that helpful in many ways. I cannot pronounce his name. Eloy. I don't play enough League to know everyone's names. But yeah, I love this thing making tentacles. I've mentioned earlier, it feels like a bit more of a win more card. Cost 6. When you play it or score, you play a tentacle. I feel like it was when you play or when I attack, it would be so much better. It's specifically having to score feels a little bit less useful. I guess if you're holding, it scores. Does it? Maybe it does. I don't actually know. I'd have to check the rules on that, but maybe that makes it better if you put it in a hold deck. But yeah, I'm not 100% on that. Oh, finally, we've got an Akali legend that I can pair with my champions. Empower 3, and then channel a rune as well. And then you can tap it if it's your turn, move a friendly unit in a showdown to a base. If I'm empowered, ready it. That's pretty useful to save your Akali units that care about moving, especially the deadly weapon Akali we drew earlier. So I guess this cares all about empowering. I think we want to see if I can pair this up with make empowering your stuff cheaper. There was a battlefield that does that, and I'm sure there are a bunch of cards that I've kind of skipped over that can help make Akali a little bit better. But yeah, I think Akali's probably who I'm going to want to play. I really like move effects. Disrupting your opponent is always fun with that kind of stuff. So I have to see if I can make something work, combine some of the cards I got from the last set, and see what we can do. Again, Octopus. I think some of my viewers weren't here earlier, but this feels like it'll be a fun card in multiplayer, though I'm not sure if it's going to be that good in singleton, just single player, because it's just you draw a card instead of scoring one. Kind of helpful for you, probably helpful for your opponent. I don't know. Blade Twister, Soul Spinner, Tools of Empire, Up from the Deep, Keeper of Law, Consuming Curse, Key Barrier, Tailcoat, Cloaked Matriarch, Apprentice Mage, Riven Shattered, Weapon Master. You may equip. Oh, yeah, okay. We're seeing a bit of equipment support, which is always fun. When I attack, choose an enemy unit here, deal 2 damage for each equipment attached to me. I've got an equipment deck that I do quite like, so maybe Riven will be a fun inclusion in that. Another Renekton legend. Let's get these out of here. Get rid of that. Okay, 4 more packs. Let's see if we can get any. I mean, we've had some pretty good magic so far. To say last pack magic would be not necessary. I need to be a bit careful. I'm bending some of the cards. Thankfully, I'm just bending like the bonus card, but I need to just not rip into these things. Brittle Steel, Field Musicians, Iterative Design, Forsaken Bakai, Soul Spinner, Guttural Roar, Spiderling, Tomb Raider, as again, doesn't look anything like Lara Croft, but hey ho. Sky Cruiser, Rampage, Wind and Ghosts, Steel Paws. Yes, we've got our cat. We had a cat earlier as well. Where's my cat earlier? Fallen Feline. Are we going for a cat strat next? Yeah, I love this. I love this kitty cat from earlier. So seeing, a shame it's not a champion or a legend, so I can't use it in a deck. I'd love to make a cat deck. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Empower 7. I guess this is pairing into our big boy Nasus, doing a big 7 things. Gangplank. Ooh, fun. Empower. More empower. If a spell ability that chooses me would stun me, give me negative or return me to hand. Oh, okay. If it would stun me or give me a negative power or return me to hand, give me +3 instead. I thought I was going to say if it stuns me, give me +3 instead, or no, give me negative instead or something. Oh, we've lost this again. Oh, yo. Things were going so well, but the Wi-Fi is dying. Okay, let's see if we can finish off before my internet just completely blows. Things are going okay. There's a bit of a delay on what I'm doing and what I am seeing, so I need to keep an eye on that. And the pixels are returning. Let's see if we get anything good in this pack, and hopefully the pixels will return. A Cloud Drake. When you play me, draw 1. Draft chaff, but drawing cards in draft is never bad. Mask Mother. Massa Crashing Thunder. Shadow Assassin. Noxian Emissary. Twilight Step. Keeper of Law. Temporal Breach. Banish unit, then its owner plays it to the same location, ignoring the cost. Okay, so sort of like a flicker effect. I guess if something has an enters effect. I love flicker effects in Magic the Gathering. I have a whole Avatar Aang deck based around it, where he's a 3-color and he can come in, play loads of extra cards from my deck. I love it. Value brewing. So yeah, I guess sort of having a bit of flicker in Riftbound is never a bad thing. Ooh, and then a Bottled Constellation. The start of your main phase, you may kill 3 other friendly units and or gear to score 1 point. And this is a gear, so you could just sort of, I guess, be doing... It's a 10, though, so you're not going to be doing this straight away. But I guess if you've got a lot of value through units and gear, you can just kill things to try and gain a few extra points. Could be fun in like Jace strategies, or there was the Billow guy from a couple of sets ago who cares about having lots of gear and stuff. So maybe that'll be a useful effect for him. That's another thing, is like some of these cards will bring back people from older sets, which is always good to see. Mesmerize. I don't, for a second there, because I did it, I thought it was like a red and a blue card all at once. Brittle Steel, Twilight Shroud, Iterative Design, Jagged Cutlass, Shadow Blade Lurker, Disciple of Shen, Kinku Temple, Sanction, Sky Cruiser, Rampage, another Jace, and a Mel, Soul's Reflection. When you empower something else, empower me. Okay. Victor would love Bottled Lightning. Yes, with him making units. I think you're probably 100% right. Victor has been solid in the past, so I think giving him a little bit of a power boost again could see him return to the top spot. So I need to check that out. I'm going to be sitting through brewing loads, I think, later on. Okay, and then finally, last pack magic. Let us see what we get. Dune Surfer. Field Musicians. Grumpy Rock Bear. I mean, that's a win in my book. I love the look of this guy. Forsaken Bakai. Fretful Feline. Are cats the new Poros? Or cats, well, maybe not the new Poros, but they're going to be competing. Mask Mother. Solari Sunhawk. Onslaught. Threshold of Glory. Shadow Assassin. Disciple of Shen. Plaza Guardian, and Ambessa, respected and feared. Another Empower card, very very snazzy, and then finally a Fury Rune. Ugh. So, does this show up kind of nicely in my actual main? Yeah, okay. We're gonna swap to the main. We're gonna swap to the main. Just me. There we go. Get rid of this bad camera. Bye bye. Oh, you can still see it. Awesome. So yeah, what did we got some pretty fun stuff. Obviously, I think some of the big hits was this overnumbered Akali, which is so much fun. And I've actually managed to pull a regular Akali as well. So I think she is a deck that I'm going to try and play a little bit more with. Maybe I'll put it back towards me. So that's going to be quite fun. We also got this overnumbered Nasus, who I think could actually also work in Kai'Sa. If stuff dies, you get a ready runes, make sort of get some value back. If you can find some way to card draw, maybe that would be helpful. Obviously saw the Mbessa as our last card that we opened properly, but we had some fun things. The Bottled Constellation, which we think will be awesome for Victor. So excited to maybe brew something with that. And I mean, I'm loving the cats. I'm really loving the cats. Steel Paws. Is he that good? I don't think so, but he's fun. He's a cat. We could never complain. Empower 7+7. Oh, actually, he might be fun in the cares about 7 cost things guy Nasus deck. Maybe I think there's a bunch of great cards in this that I think I'm gonna have fun trying to work out what works and what doesn't work. But that's kind of everything I had to show off today, folks. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you all. I'm gonna go and find out why my Wi-Fi has been dying right near the end, and maybe trying to work out a better way to stream this going forwards if I do more pack openings. But yeah, make sure to follow over here on Twitch, and I'll be posting this VOD up on YouTube very, very shortly. But thanks so much for joining me. If you just watched the pack stream, or you watched the Tech Tuesday I did first, that's great. And I will hopefully see you guys again soon. See ya.